Is it worth upgrading a crystal light to a crystal super?
Hello there.
In this video, we're going to find out, and I will talk about the ease of the installation, the visual differences between these two headsets, the comfort and the overall stability when I'm sim racing. I've been sim racing for multiple years and I was always doing this in VR. I'm coming all the way back from a Quest 2 to a HP Refurb. Now I'm using the Crystal Light and now we're gonna test out the Super. Let's get into it. So I've been having a blast with the Crystal Light for already, I think almost a year, like a bit shorter than a year. And I'm really happy with this. It's really great in Le Mans Ultimate, in Assetto Corsa. I recently did some iRacing and it works fine. No stability issues. I can wear it for multiple hours. There's no fatigue although the size is pretty big, it's pretty light. So let's see how that stacks up against the Super. But first I need to unbox it. Well, will bother you with all the unboxing. But if you do want to see that unboxing, then leave a comment or something. To install this beautiful device, we are going to put it in the GPU, and there's a USB cable, and we basically need to put some power on it, and then we're gonna see how easy I can set this up. So an important difference between the Lite and the Super is obviously its size. They feel like the way it's connected with all the wires and stuff, they really feel a lot like the same. Something that makes the big difference between those two is that a lot of the eye tracking of this device and the quality and technology of the lenses. I will put in the pinned comment the actual differences why this one is so much more expensive than this one. But as for weight, I think this one is a bit heavier than the Lite, although it looks smaller, but obviously, bro, let's test it out. Hey, and if you're liking this content this far, could you please hit that like button? That really helps me out. And check the links down below if you want to purchase a Pimax headset. I've been sim racing for multiple years and I think these headsets are really future proof. So check the links out down below. They have great customer support and they're constantly evolving and improving their products, which I really believe in those products. So I plugged out my Pimax Lite and I'm plugging this in. So, and it's immediately acknowledging, like seeing all my stuff coming from the software stuff. And this is something I think it's very important. You need to plug something in, let the software and all this automation do its magic, and then at least get it up connected into the PC and everything. So as far as we go now, this is really plug and play. I'm surprised, and this product is not even out yet, so awesome, kudos. So I'm wearing it for the first time, and if I put it on properly with the strap, I can say that you can feel an improvement over the light how it's on my face. Although it's heavier, it feels more balanced on my head, so there's really something going on there. And yeah, so that's something to already see the difference between the Lite and this one. Let's go the first time into the simulation and see if we can actually drive from the get-go without changing up any settings and stuff. So I need to take note that I'm starting up the simulation. I did not change anything on my software or is this OpenXR or plugins from Le Mans Ultimate. Just let's have a look. This is my first experience with the headset. I came from a Crystal Light. I just installed it. I didn't even install it. I plugged it in, it updated, and it's working already. First thing I'm looking at is the tracking, and that seems fine, and that feels really good. So let's look at the driving itself. I'm kind of speechless because the way, if I look at different areas on track, it's super, super clear. So from this small lap that I did, what I get is that I can really look around in these lenses and I get just so much sharpness, like more sharpness than the light. And if I go really on the really small numbers, it's like the resolution, it's insane. I have a little bit of a difference. There's like the blacks are a little bit different. So we need to check out how we tweak settings and stuff. So let's do that. Now, obviously, we have this headset for the eye tracking. And you know, the funny thing is, for me, is that I can just not notice any eye tracking, which is great. It's like whenever I look into the areas of the screen when I'm driving, I just don't feel any difference. So it's really cool technology. So I did some test runs on practice sessions. I need to drop a few settings in my game because it was kind of jittering and a little bit of a frame drops because high usage of CPU. Obviously, this is a super high resolution. The first thing that comes to mind is that I get the local dimming effect seems to be a little bit different, but I just lack some contrast in my image. So it's more like a little bit gray than the light, but I think that's more of a something that you can adjust. So I think that brightness might be a bit lower. I'm not really sure. I would like to see an example image of this bar, right? So you got like a little bit of an idea what you changed with the color. So let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so making the screen a bit less bright and putting in some local dimming made it a lot better. I think this looks, well, before it was looking a little bit cartoonish, but now it actually looks bigger. And I don't have any frame drops at the moment, so that's also really good. And the funny thing is, I just have this my first experience with the eye tracking. As I look into that corner, as I am not changing my head a lot, everywhere I go in my screen and I'm looking, I get the same picture quality, and that is just not the case when you're using the light. So I mean, it's really interesting to see how VR is becoming throughout the years. Coming from a Quest 2 and a 3080, now running this Super with a 5090. I mean, there will be a point where you almost cannot say we are gaming here because it feels and it looks so freaking real. I also need to admit that this simulation, Le Mans Ultimate, is really, really a good marriage for VR, Le Mans Ultimate and VR. So a little bit of a summary. As of ease of installation, coming from a light to the Super, absolutely easy. Plug it in, let it update, and you can basically start. Obviously, to fine-tune something in your graphic settings, you need to tweak that a little bit. I will put my settings down in the description. Also, you know the system that I'm running. I'm running a pretty insane PC system, but compared to the Lite, this one, it looks better and I got the same usage. I had to tweak a few settings only down, but I didn't really see the difference. It just looked better, and I'm just running the same settings. Again, as visually, it feels to me that the local dimming, so black actually being a LED that is turned off so you can really see the blacks, I think there might be an improvement necessary with the local dimming. I think the local dimming on the light is better. But looking at apexes, looking around in the headset, I mean, that is just so much better. And I can see small details and the overall image just looks more crisp. As for comfort, I think this one is a better fit on your head. I think they did something with this device that makes it better to wear. So it is like the light is more of a brick on the front of your head. Also, I don't think it's anything wrong with it. This is just better. As for stability issues, I need to do a lot of races to actually give you a really good answer for that, and it's also going to be very simulation dependent. I got great stability on Le Mans Ultimate and on Assetto Corsa Competizione with the light as well. That game is just so much less stable and less optimized for VR. As for the software itself, I think it's great. Also the eye tracking, I don't feel the eye tracking. There's nothing happening with the way I look and how I'm really stationary. I'm really in the car and I don't have any issues with how it feels or whatever. It just feels so natural to me. So I think that's really good. Now, should you upgrade from a light to a super? I think if you're really into VR and you have a proper PC system, which you should have anyways with VR, I think a super can be really good. I think there's way more potential. If you want to upgrade your older VR headset to a crystal light, check out the link below. You can submit your old headset to upgrade to a crystal light with a big discount. And if you use my code down below, you get an additional upgrade with that crystal light. Trust me, if you're currently using a Quest 2, this upgrade will be massive. I'll be making a video with a lot of footage where I am gonna talk about the stability and a lot more like after like a 50 hours or something, I will be way more to say something about the stability and the performance and optimized settings. And then when that video is ready, I will put that up here so you can get a real feel for how this device works after a bunch of hours of testing. Thanks for watching.